Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, July 17th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, I trust the divine codes that come through my willingness to feel. Happy Mercury goes direct. No, see, it's already shenaniganing. Happy Mercury goes retrograde day. It is not going direct today. It is going retrograde. Now, let me be fair and say, I've mentioned this a few times this week. It is going retrograde officially at 9:45 p.m. But a lot of times when we have these planets going direct or retrograde at a certain time, I find the boundaries a little fuzzy. So you may wake up feeling yourself in the retrograde. And to be fair, I feel like we've already been feeling it. We always feel it in the shadow. But like I mentioned before, Uranus in the sign of Gemini is very Mercury retrograde coded. But I'm kind of excited for this Mercury retrograde, despite the shenanigans that come in. This Mercury retrograde is happening in the sign of Leo. It's beginning at 15 degrees Leo, retrograding back to 4 degrees Leo. And I woke up with a quote in my head this morning. And the quote is, in essence, like, the longest journey is the one between the head and the heart. And we're on that long journey in this retrograde. Mercury represents mental energy, the mind, and Leo represents the heart. And I feel like this retrograde could not be better timed, because I look in the world and the news and I'm like, oh, we've lost our way. We've lost our way between the head and the heart. We have forgotten the heart. And it's not just the Republicans or those in public office. It's all of us to some degree. We all need a reconnection to our heart energy. And one of the reasons is, I think it's called like empathy fatigue or something like that. Being bombarded with tragedy and things happening in the world that we feel powerless around can have us putting walls around our heart because it's just too painful to feel and experience. And the universe is like, hey, we gotta take down those walls, because if anything, the world needs all of us in our heart light more than ever. Now, I really feel like the energy between the mind and the heart, when it is not cohesive, when it's not flowing, this is where power struggles. See, Mercury is retrograde. I can't even say words. Power struggles. It's a struggle to say struggles. And war come from. And so again, this retrograde pulling us within, along with the other retrogrades we have going on, will hopefully help us connect back to heart. There's a lot of different things that you can do to connect to heart, but starting your day by connecting to heart, by connecting to joy, connecting to gratitude. I like to connect with cats. My Luch is the best snuggly girl ever, and it instantly goes when she comes in and starts purring. So that's one way. But gratitude, laughter, joy, doing things from the kindness of your heart for people that you love, all of these things can help take down some of the walls around your heart. And again, I think that's what this retrograde is here for. And I really like that it's happening alongside Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Aries, because I think the universe is like, can you also open your heart to these deeper layers of yourself? And as I'm looking at the chart too, this retrograde will essentially, at the end, almost oppose Pluto and Aquarius. And Aquarius energy can be that super mental energy. But Aquarius is also where we're meant to embrace the freaky, quirky, wild, not conditioned parts of ourselves. And so this energy, these energies dancing together, all of them, can help us break through some of these layers. So this retrograde, as always, is about 3.5 weeks. It will go until August 11th. So a good portion of Leo season is going to be this pull within. And hopefully, like I said, with intention, reconnection to heart energy. Now, that being said, one of the things that we can look for on the other side of things is where we have miscommunications and ego flares due to those miscommunications. So watch for that and see where, within your own sense of boundaries, you can extend kindness and humility. I think both of those energies would do well in the world right now. What else would I like to look at? Inner child. So I'm really excited for Leo season to begin. How many days do we have? Let's see. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So in about 6 days, we're beginning our Leo sequence. And I have new inner child cards that I'm really excited to pull for that energy. And I think that this may be key for some of these heart walls as well, because a lot of times, beyond other lifetimes, beyond all the things that happen in adulthood that build the walls, a lot of times perceived hurts and wounding for our inner child can also build the walls. So we'll have an opportunity to look in there and hopefully bring some shift. And the key word that I keep hearing is coherence, heart and mind coherence. I have a client who tells me that he loves somebody. I'm only giving you a small portion of this, so there's a lot more to the story. But he tells me that he loves this person so much. And then something comes up and they would just proceed to say really mean stuff to each other. I'm like, wait, you love this person. This is what you want to do. And this is what I'm telling you. This is how you need to align if you want this relationship to work. And then you go and do this. This is where we have breaks in the heart-mind coherence. When we act opposite of our loving intent. And so we all do this to one extent or another. And so this is a really good time to be aware of that. What's popping into my head is the word microaggressions. I think my teacher Khufu used to make us all very aware how passive-aggressive we can be. That might be something to be aware of through this time, because again, that comes from a lot of times hurt and those built walls and not this flowing coherence. The mind isn't the problem, really, because the mind can get on board. I think a lot of times it's the ego and it's our hurt and wounding that we really need to look at. And so again, this is giving us beautiful opportunity. Like I said, there will be shenanigans aplenty, if not more than usual, in part due to Uranus hanging out in the sign of Gemini. So be aware of that. I will tell you that we are on day, 6, without water here, due to lightning hitting the pump a while ago and the people who fixed the well not really knowing what happened and the water randomly deciding to work and then not working. So we have been in the shenanigans for sure. And yet there are ways that you can also make the best of it and not fly into survival, not fly into rage. Anything that breaks during a retrograde is an opportunity for a breakthrough. So be aware of that. Now I have some, let's talk about the rest of the astro before I show you my cards. The rest of the astro today has the moon finishing up in Aries. I say finishing up because it's going to move into Taurus early in the morning on Friday. So by the end of the day, we're going to be in that void Aries moon energy. The moon starts the day connecting to Mercury. This is the last connection before Mercury goes retrograde. I love that. And again, this feels like inner coherence. This is a trine between the moon in Aries and Mercury in Leo. Can we love ourselves fully? I also feel like when we really, truly, like not just fake love ourselves and be like, I'm so hot, so that's why I love myself. When you really love yourself, warts and all of the layers, that love bubbles out of you and moves on to other people. And that's what I'm kind of feeling in this energy with the moon in Aries connecting to Mercury and Leo. Like, how can you show yourself a little bit more love to kind of get the ball rolling in this retrograde? We also have a sun-moon square. Sun in Cancer, moon in Aries. We may find ourselves getting a little impatient, a little aggro. You might get a look at some of those microaggressions or the passive aggressive behavior if somebody pushes your button or your comfort zone. I will say that later in the day, moving into this, quietude. Love this card for this energy. Quietude will definitely serve us. I will come back to that. I want to look at this. This to me is what I feel like this retrograde is for. Integration, alignment between our light and our dark, our yin and our yang, our mind and our heart energy, finding balance, coherence, and the working together of these energies. And what's the universe saying? Be here now. Pay attention to what's showing up and flowing up in your now. We also get the laziness card. And this is a card like relax, settle in. It is in the quietude. It is in the laziness. It is in the quiet, the softness that some of these things and these energies that create walls that can bubble up in that quiet energy. That being said, mind energy will be strong. So be aware of that. I mean, let me just say, with Uranus in Gemini for the next many years, I know it's just a few months right now, this bout, but like ongoing for the next few years, and Pluto in Aquarius as well for the next many years, like 20. 20 years. The mind is going to be busy, and there's beauty in the busy mind because, wow, it can be super creative, but you have to be aware and know when to cancel, clear, delete, release, journal, mind dump, all of that, because it's going to be active. Final card is the Outsider, which is inner child energy. So we want to be really aware and soft and gentle with our inner child energy moving through this. As always, I want to read just a few things from this Quietude card. It's beautiful. I'm going to go for the questions. What is the frequency and texture of your inner quietude? How would you describe the stillness at the center of your being? What signals does your body give to let you know that it's time to take a step back and take space? What might it look like to listen more deeply and be more responsive to these cues? The affirmations. I take time and space to cultivate and experience my inner magic. There are gifts for me in my quiet places. Rest and stillness are sacred, and so am I. Some practices. Invite more quiet and stillness into your life. I mean, all these planets retrograde, it is a time to look within and let the waters of your humanness settle a little bit. Take 5 minutes or just a breath to notice what's alive in the space. Practice intentionally stepping away from the energy and voices of others from time to time. And what does it feel like to tune into your own knowing, feeling, and desire? So, love the Quietude card. Love this energy. Happy Mercury retrograde. If you would like a reading, if you want to dive in a little deeper, if you need a little support, reach out. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There is more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And may your guiding light be strong, and know that you can trust your process. Namaste.